Hi, I'm Keith.
And I'm Georgia.
And we're living a dream. Alright, so we're in the first week of April here, and we're going to be leaving in about 3 weeks. But we're enjoying another ride down the St. Johns River in our little pontoon boat. Georgia over here. Georgia and I had a fantastic winter in Florida. It was our first winter as a retired couple, and we couldn't have been happier. We really enjoyed the St. Johns River, but most of all we got to enjoy our friends Dave and Karen and Bob and Sue. They're all neighbors of ours in our neighborhood, and we had an excellent time. We found time to go out on the boat on the St. Johns River and also got quite a bit of work done to the house. But now it's time to leave, and we've got a fantastic trip planned. Our first stop is Anastasia State Park in St. Augustine. Okay, so we're leaving our home in Florida. This is day one of our trip back up to upstate New York. We're on Route 11 heading towards Bunnell, heading north towards Bunnell, and then we'll take 100 across the Flagler and then A1A all the way to St. Augustine. The day turned out to be beautiful, and we went through a lot of rainstorms this morning, but it's good now, and not a lot of traffic on the roads, and this is just a beautiful ride through a natural part of Florida. We arrived at Anastasia State Park a little early, and we're allowed to check in shortly after 1. We were there for 5 nights, and we were in site number 81, which I thought was a nice roomy site. We had plenty of privacy. All right, so we got here yesterday, so we'll call this day 2. Went to the beach this morning, did about a 3-mile walk. That was a lot of fun. And right now it's around 6 in the evening. We're heading down to the beach again, and we're gonna fish for an hour or 2. And there's supposed to be a supermoon tonight at about the same set, a moonrise about the same time as the sunset. So it's supposed to be like a pink supermoon. So we're kind of excited about that. The concession stand down by the beach has food, bait for fishing, and it's also a camp store for anything you need. The 3-mile stretch of unspoiled beach at Anastasia is amazing, and we really enjoyed just hanging out there on the beach and walking. Georgia and I took advantage of some of the hiking trails in the park and learned about the old quarries where they dug the coquina rock out for the fort, as well as the Dunes Trail and Marsh Trail. Let's see, it's Tuesday morning. We got here Sunday afternoon. We just got done taking a nice hike through the Ancient Dunes Trail. This is a really nice, real Florida park. There's something here for everybody. The beach is really nice. One of my favorites so far. And the area around us is a nice variety of woods and dunes and beaches. So we're real happy with this park. The campsites are very nice size. It's not expensive here. It's about $30 a night with electric and water. I would definitely come here again. It was kind of hard to get a reservation here, and we did it way back in probably November. But it was worth it. It's a nice park. We got a few more days here. We're leaving Friday. Our campsite here is roughly, I would say, a half mile from the beach. So we take the truck down. There's a real nice parking area right down by the beach and several access ramps and things to the beach, walkways. We're in the Sea Urchin campground loop, Site 81, and it's very quiet. The whole park is very quiet. We haven't heard anything at night. We did have a raccoon messing with some things our first night here, but that's because I was silly enough to leave our cooler out there, not latched, with the fudge that our friend made us. This is one of my favorite state parks that we've been to in Florida so far, and probably up there with any of the state parks we've been to. There's a lot of things here to do, and of course we're just a 5-minute drive outside of St. Augustine City, historic St. Augustine, which provides all kinds of activities and things to do. So one of our days at Anastasia, Georgia and I decided to take a St. Augustine boat tour through the Mantanzas Bay and over to St. Augustine and the fort. We took this out of Conch House Restaurant and Marina, and we enjoyed it very much. We saw some dolphins and lots of fabulous boats, as well as great views of the city of St. Augustine and the fort. Georgia and I also got to visit the St. Augustine Alligator Farm. Established in 1893, it's been at its current location for around 100 years.
alligator in front of you, you might notice little black dots around what you might consider their lips. They're all, Bob, can you show these off for everybody? Bob! They're all around his face here, and these ISOs are used to pick up on water disturbances and vibrations. This is very beneficial for an alligator. They're ambush predators. They're going to be sitting at the water's edge just like Bob and Hunter are doing over here, waiting for an animal to get a little too close. So maybe that animal gets a drink of water, they touch the water as they're walking by. That's going to send out ripples. Those ISOs are going to pick up on those vibrations, and they're going to know exactly where that animal is, and that's when they're going to blast out and grab them. So and when they do that, they're going to be using their most, the characteristics that they're most known for, and those big, beautiful smiles. And Brooke, you just have the biggest, beautiful smile that you're going to show off for everybody. Look at that big smile. So in Brooke's mouth here, he has around 70 to 80 conically shaped teeth that he's using for puncturing and holding on to prey. And he's going to be replacing those teeth all throughout his lifetime. Alligators will go through upwards of 1,000 teeth in their entire lifetime. So don't worry if you notice an alligator or even a crocodile here missing a tooth, chances are that new one's already coming in. They kind of sit like ice cream cones. That strong one's underneath, pushing that old sweet one out. Well, Brooke has his mouth open for everyone to see. Well, I'm taking a look at his teeth, making sure his mouth is looking nice and healthy. Thank you, Brooke. And obviously, I'm getting pretty close to these alligators as well. I can take a look at their overall body condition and make sure that's where we want it to be. Give this information to our vets, or better yet, bring our vets down here to take a closer look. Now, when I say we're training these alligators, by no means do I mean they're tame. Believe it or not, the alligators that I'm down here with are more dangerous than the ones you would find out in the wild. For the simple fact of what you've already seen me do. I'm feeding them. So I've become a food source for these animals. Alligators out in the wild have a very opposite reaction. They have a natural fear of humans. They should be heading the opposite direction from me. Not like Chip and Brooke here coming towards me. So obviously that can put me or my coworkers into some dangerous situations, but it's all for the betterment of these animals and making sure they get that care they need and deserve. Hunter is very aware he's a 13-foot alligator and I am on his time. Hunter, you want to lift that head up for everybody to see? There we go. So on a large alligator like Hunter, this head weighing around 100 pounds. That's a lot to be lifting up off the ground while you're walking around. You can just see how big you are. Good job, Chip.
The St. Augustine Alligator Farm is much more than just alligators, and if you're in the area, I strongly recommend you give it a shot. Georgia and I enjoyed the alligator farm and our entire trip to Anastasia Island. It's definitely a spot that we would like to go back to again. So much to do in the area. I hope you'll join us next time for episode 23 when we travel to Skidaway Island State Park near Savannah, Georgia.